Hello and welcome to Amoruso Racking. Today we're going to test cantilever arms. We're going to see how our cantilever racks, how our arms hold up to Chinese arms. And that's the important thing when you're building cantilever rack. Thing we're going to look at is the weight of them. We're going to look at the product. We're going to look at the steel. Because when you're looking at them, if you look at the two from a distance, they look about the same. Well, there's a big difference. Then we're going to take them over and test them in a cantilever rack, and we're going to put the weight on it and see exactly what they hold, or I should say, what they don't hold. So let's get started. First we're going to weigh it. We'll take a cantilever arm, put it on this platform scale, zoom in on the scale, 24.5 pounds. Every bit of it. That's pretty heavy. Or is it? I'm not quite sure. We're going to try this one. Oh, I can barely pick this thing up. We'll put it on the scale. Zoom in on the scale. 36.5 pounds. Oh my goodness, is that like 2/3 heavier? No, maybe 1/3 heavier. Pretty heavy. Okay, next thing we're going to look at is the face of these racks. Look at that. The reason it's heavier, there's a reason why it's heavier. Check that out. Check out the one made in Taiwan or somewhere over in China. Look at the difference between the two. Look at the scale. The important thing we got to find out is how much these racks will really hold. And what kind of safety you're risking your company by using the ones on the left. You got to think about it. When a contractor comes in and tries to sell you something from China, you need to say, hey, wait a minute. Let me take a better look at those. All right, now next, we're going to put them on a cantilever rack and we're going to test them. We're going to put 3,000-4,000 pounds on it and see exactly what it'll hold. All right, Raul, let's move.
Okay, let's put the product on the scale. This is an I-beam. It's 20 feet long and it weighs 353.5 pounds. I'm going to move along and we're going to bolt on the arm. It's a 4-inch Chinese arm. And we're going to test it. We're going to see what kind of weight it'll hold. First we have to measure the distance between the bottom of the arm and the top of the base below it, just to figure out what the deflection will be after we load these 9 beams on there. 9 beams won't take long to load when you got a fast forward option on your editing machine. So we'll get them loaded, then we'll figure out what the deflection is, then we'll load up, we'll take them off, and we'll put on the American made arms. Alright, right now we got 8, moving along, let's get to 9. Alright, total at 3,181.5 pounds loaded on there. Right after we do that, let's see the deflection. Looks like a 1/2 inch deflection to me. It was at 4, now it's at 3.5. So now you got a 1/2 inch deflection. Now let's bolt on the American made arms made from right here in Amoruso Racking. Raul's bolting them on. And while he does, let me tell you what those are made of. It's 4-inch arm. You can find it in any steel book. 7.7 pounds per foot. Gives you a flange at 2 1/4 at the top and 4 inches. We weld them right here in Houston and we manufacture them for all over the United States. Well, after we do this, we're going to put 2 bundles on, but I'll explain that to you personally.
Alright, now what we're going to do is check the measurement between the base and the bottom of the arm. The top of the base and the bottom of the arm will indicate what it is before any weight gets on it. So we'll be able to check it after the weight gets on it and then see how much deflection is involved. Right now it looks like 4 3/8 of an inch. Is that about what you see, Raul?
Yes, it is.
Alright, now what we're going to do is put 16. First we're going to put a bundle of 8 right on here, then we're going to put another bundle of 8 right on here, and see how much deflection we get with these beams. All right, now we've got 16 wide flange beams sitting on two beams, on two cantilever arms. Cantilever arms that were made in America right here in Amoruso racking. We're going to test the deflection. But before we do, let's go back and think about this. 16, we know that each one of these I-beams weigh 353.5 pounds. If you multiply that times 16, you come up with 5,656 pounds. Now let's see what kind of deflection we get on that. It looks like about 3 and 15/16, in between maybe 3 and 3/8 or 3 and 7/8. Call it 3 and 7/8. We started out at 4 and 3/8. It's a ½ inch of deflection. Not quite a ½ inch, but it's the same deflection the Chinese arms got when we put 9 of them on. And when you multiply 9 times 353.5, you get 3,181.5. So therefore, our arms are holding twice as much with the same amount of deflection. Think about that next time you go buying cantilever arms, setting up your warehouse, and you don't want any accidents to happen. Certainly hope you don't overload any arms, but when you buy a foreign product, you better start thinking about it.